I was finna get locked up, y'all. I was finna get locked up in the Bahamas.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Hope all is well. I'm Jay.
I'm Kay. You already know.
And we're back with the JK way. But guess what it is, though?
What is it?
It's story time.
Story time.
Let's go.
It's our first story time, actually.
Yeah. Technically, yeah. Technically, our first.
I mean, we've been
time.
telling y'all stories, but it's our first story time video.
Right, just gonna share some fun and interesting times we've had recently.
Y'all listen. Y'all want to hear this, so stay tuned. But before you do that, listen, if you have not subscribed, stop and do that now. Because if you have not done it, what you doing?
Right.
What you doing? So hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. I was finna get locked up, y'all. I was finna get locked up in the Bahamas. I'm talking about handcuffed, get her out of there. Like, but before, let me tell y'all how that all transpired. Like, we're gonna walk them through the, I was finna get locked up in Bahamas. Well, I was finna get left, but you would have left me?
No, I wouldn't have left
you. You took a little long to respond.
What? It depends on what they said do it. If they're like, hey, sir, wait right here. I'm not trying to get hemmed up. I'm gonna defend you. Yes, I'm gonna say, what do I need to do so I can be closer to my wife? I'm not gonna leave the Bahamas.
Okay.
I'm not gonna leave the Bahamas.
I'm just making sure. I just had to make sure.
No, I'm not gonna leave the Bahamas. But if Mr. Bahama policeman say, no, sir, wait right there. Hey.
Okay, that ain't leaving. That's just they.
No, I'm not gonna leave you in the Bahamas.
Okay, I was making sure because that was a little delayed in the response.
I'm definitely go get some conch salad though.
Ooh, wait. So let me tell y'all. Okay, so why were we in the Bahamas? Tell people why we were in the Bahamas.
Why we were in the Bahamas? Mm-hmm. Oh man, Kay.
She's me.
K. She surprised me with a birthday trip.
Indeed.
She held water for about a week or so before.
It could have been before, actually no, it was like
maybe
2 weeks.
Maybe 2 weeks before the actual trip, and she told me that like, oh, I'm doing this for you for your birthday, and I had no idea. And I was just very thankful. Just a little backstory. That was my first birthday spending with her as being a couple.
Right.
Because when I turned
last year
when I turned 30,
I had a family emergency and I had to go to California, and I had planned his
another surprise birthday
before this. Like I had planned like his whole birthday. I had got him like a dope cake made. Like he loves ramen. If we have a picture, we'll probably like insert it. It was a dope cake. Like I had reached out to all his friends that even lived out of town. Like we were gonna meet up at Top Golf. It was Top Golf.
Nice.
And I'm talking about I had that thing planned out to the T. And then family emergency came and I had to like run to California, and so I was not able to be there. But thank you, Ariel.
Oh, shout out
She
Ariel.
stepped through and like took him to the place, had him blindfolded, everything that I was gonna do and I couldn't do. Like last minute, she stepped in and it was a bomb. Like, yeah, you had a good time?
I had an amazing time. Everybody that showed up, I really appreciate it. I'm not one to really celebrate my birthday, so she definitely made it very special, made the Dirty 30 very special, even though she wasn't there and I missed her a lot. But she definitely took the time to plan everything out. We had a good time, laughing with friends. Some of the friends I ain't seen in a while. But it was great. It was great. I'm very thankful for it.
So this year I was like, okay, I gotta step it up a notch. Like last year was cute, it was cool, he was surprised. Like I remember he was telling me like he don't really be celebrating his birthdays like that. He just said it now, but it was just like, oh, I got something for that. So last year was cute. It was cool. This year I was like, okay, we stepping it up a notch. And I was like, this is actually your first birthday, like with like us together. And so I kind of wanted to do something different. Like if we were gonna do something with the friends, it would have been like a dinner or something like once we got back. But we ended up not doing that just because it was too much going on. But I did want to like make it intentional, like, you know, this is your first birthday with us being together, and we're actually married now. So I was like, you know, let's do something with just the two of us. And so he hadn't been to the Bahamas, I hadn't been to the Bahamas, and so I was like, let's go to paradise real quick one time for the one time. And so that's what we did. I surprised him. He had no idea. And up until I told him, because like, I just needed him to know what to pack. I just needed him to know what to do. Like, he just needs to know all of that. So he was still surprised. We still had a good time. But remember, I got to tell you how I was going to get locked up.
Oh my God.
So we in the Bahamas. First off, this is a story time, so we're going to tell y'all the story. Okay. So we get to the airport. I get 5 something in the morning. You know, I think like 5 something that morning. Everything is going smooth sailing. Like, I'm like, boom, we here. The flight is on time. All is well. We get on the flight. We had a layover.
Oh, you're talking about getting
I'm giving them the whole rundown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, we end up having a layover in Fort Lauderdale. They were like, no direct flights going into the Bahamas. And so Fort Lauderdale, if you go on any place, Caribbean or whatever, and you on this side, you likely gonna have a layover in Fort Lauderdale. So we had a layover and all is well. Like, I don't think it was no hiccups. You know, everything's going good.
Smooth.
Yeah,
we actually made it the time we said we was gonna make it. We never get to the airport when we say we're gonna go.
We always like a little late, but we still be on time because we leave early enough. But like, everything was so smooth. Boom, Fort Lauderdale, we get on another plane and we take off, right? All is well. At this point, I think we have like 2 hours maybe left on the flight to get, maybe like 2 hours left to get to the Bahamas. So we're on the flight. Actually,
no, we made it to Florida. We made it to
no, we
First
didn't
of all,
make it.
The flight was we made it to
delay.
Florida.
Oh, okay. Let me rewind, y'all. I was like, wait, that was sounding too good.
Yeah.
Okay, that first flight we got on and we boarded at the normal time. Everything was right. So we sitting on the plane and we ain't like pulling off. Yeah, we ain't pulling off. And I'm like, what's going on? So they talking about, some weather related something. They're gonna have to spray the plane down or something. So we sat there for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And now time is ticking. And mind you, we have a connecting flight in Fort Lauderdale to get to the Bahamas. So they talking about, you know, we have to wait to spray the plane, whatever.
It was cold. They had to do some type of defrosting of the plane or something like that.
But mind you, it's like, I'm looking out the window and this other flight's taking off. So I don't know what was going on. But we ended up being like an hour delay, right? And so
still on time,
but it's getting real close to like, y'all finna be running to y'all next gate once y'all land. So anyway, after being delayed for an hour or so, we take off. We finally make it to Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. No. We still. And mind y'all, we in Atlanta. Fort Lauderdale is like an hour and a half flight or something. It's so.
We didn't even go to Fort Lauderdale. We stopped in Orlando.
We had to stop in Orlando, which. There ended up being an emergency landing after the hour delay. It was an emergency landing. Somebody had like some medical condition or issue going on. And so they had tried to contain it for a while we were on the plane, but it's like we are 40 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale. And then they were like, we have to land the plane. And so, you know, part of me was upset because it's like we've already delayed an hour and now we're stopping and we're only 40 minutes away and we already finna miss the other flight and there were no other flights going to the Bahamas that day. That was the only flight. So I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh. So there's emergency. We had to do emergency landing in Orlando. Paramedics or something comes, takes them off the plane and now we're sitting there. From now they have to do paperwork and all of this, right? So I'm just like, time is ticking. I'm like calling the flight attendant like, Can y'all let them know we coming?
Right.
Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, they already know, but you know, at this point, it's gonna be like too late, and they'll just have to call Southwest, and because it's flying Southwest, so call Southwest and like see what they can do for y'all. And I'm just like, man, because this day was going so smooth. So all that to say, we end up maybe probably 45 minutes later heading to Fort Lauderdale. Mind you, they had no more flights going out that day. So we had we missed the layover, and we had one of two choices. They were talking about, oh, we can get y'all on the next flight tomorrow. Hold on, y'all already then. We were supposed to land in the Bahamas at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock at the latest.
It had been about 6 hours now.
So what you mean? Y'all already like made us miss a whole day about in the Bahamas, and now you're talking about we can get y'all on the next flight in the morning? Who? No, not us. And so we literally landed in Fort Lauderdale, caught an Uber to Miami. So Miami ended up having some flights going out,
right?
Like within that hour or so. And
we missed that one. The one within the hour.
We booked through Fort Lauderdale so fast, hopped in the Uber, rode to Miami, which was like
it was like 35 minutes. Yeah.
And like we like boom, we get to the airport, and we were able to get a ticket. We were trying to get the ticket that was leaving at like 2:25 or something. We got to Miami airport at like 2:15, and they're like, no, it's too late. I'm like, we don't even have no checked bags. We can run. They were like, no. Yeah, they were like, no, it's too late. So then we ended up having to wait for like 2 hours or something to like it was like a 4:20 flight or something.
Later that evening.
Right, so now we like, after rummaging all through the airport, we ended up just kind of chilling for a little bit. We end up catching a flight, and we get to the Bahamas maybe like at 6 or 7 p.m.
Yeah, it was definitely nighttime. When we got there, missed a whole day.
A whole day, right? And so I'm like, man, everything else has to go up from here. Like, it's just been a lot getting here, and this was not part of the plan, like what's going on. So, okay, we get to the Bahamas. Everything is good. We in our Airbnb. I think we went to the grocery store, and
we went
to a restaurant that night. We walked down.
Oh
like
yeah,
the casino.
Where we were at was pretty central to
like
a lot
everything.
of the nice hotels, casinos, and all that. So we could just walk.
Yeah.
We ended up walking to, I can't remember the name of Bahamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just getting something to eat there.
It was like baby Vegas up in there. Like, they got a dope casino, all these fancy restaurants and stores, Gucci and all this other stuff. It was really, really nice. So we did that on the first night, and it was pretty cool. We ended up walking. We did a lot of walking.
We walked a lot.
We're like physical people, but we like did a lot of walking, and it was cool. But one of the nights I was not prepared. I did not have on the right shoes, and my feet was on fire. But okay, so that was that. So the whole time we're there, like we're walking, we're getting on the jitney, which is like the public transportation. Yeah, and like we're getting the whole experience. We're getting the food. Like, it was a dope. Like,
I thought I won $2 million.
This man, neither of us are casino goers. Avid casino goers at all. So like, well, baby was hitting that machine, and that machine was making all kinds of noises. We just kept seeing numbers going up. I'm like, babe.
I was like, oh, shit.
I'm like, man, how much you want?
How much just looking at each other like, oh,
I mean,
man.
and the numbers just going up. I'm thinking it's like $2,000 or $20,000,
right?
Something.
A lot more money than we came there in our hands with.
Man, them numbers was going up, and it was a good win, but it wasn't nowhere near what we thought.
Sad. Right? We won some money, but I was sad because I just knew. I was like, look, whatever this amount of money is, we leaving the Bahamas tonight. We catching the first flight out of here. We just knew we won big, but we kind of won small, medium.
We so child. It was real regular small.
It was real. It
wasn't nothing to be leaving the Bahamas. We thought we was gonna have security escorting us out. Like, we thought we was securing the bag.
Made so much noise, y'all. And then two people was like standing and watching us. I'm like, Hey, don't catch these hands in the Bahamas now. I'm taking my $2 million and we out
You
here.
could have sworn we was being rich, okay? And we wasn't. But so, like, that was one of the nice times. We actually spent a lot of time there. It was really, really nice in there. And so everything is going good. We didn't went to Junkanoo Beach.
I'm probably saying that all wrong.
Beach. It's a vibe. If you ever go to the Bahamas, you gotta go there. They giving you your fresh coconut. They giving you the bomb Bahamian food, like the water, the view. Yes, like everything was. Once we got there, everything was like, yeah. Oh, that was another thing. We had to take like 50,000 COVID tests. Oh,
they don't play over there.
Which is kind of good.
It's a good thing, but it's
annoying. It was annoying, like, because we didn't rent no car. They drive on the opposite side of the street. Like, I was not gonna be trying to get no car.
Right.
No. And we also went to Atlantis, the water park.
The water park was dope.
Like, those water slides is the scariest slides I've ever been on. Like, they was pretty cool. But yes, a lot of COVID tests, and it was stressful because it was just, you just needed it every single time. And so, so what they did was they sent you an email every day that you were at the Bahamas.
Take the survey.
You have to take a survey, and the survey is like, do you have any COVID-like symptoms? Have you been around anybody with COVID? Blah, blah, blah. And you have to do this. You have to fill this out every day you're there. And I think
you get fined if you don't.
Right. And I think on like the 4th or the 5th day, you have to take another COVID test. Like, it was just a lot going on, right? And so one of the days, I could have sworn I filled out my form, my COVID form or whatever. And the service, I think, kind of was in and out because I promise you, I pressed submit and I thought it was good. The next day, I get an email talking about non-compliance.
Coming to get you.
And I'm like, non-compliance? Like, I complied. Like, I responded. I have not been near nobody with COVID. Like, what do y'all mean? And so I'm kind of like scared a little bit because I'm like, what you mean non-compliance? Like, we got to go home tomorrow. Like, don't do nothing to me. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. And we had taken a COVID test like earlier that day because we had to take another test to get into the water park. And so I had evidence that I had took a COVID test. So I'm like, if y'all try to come get me for non-compliance, I got my COVID test results right here and they negative. So I don't know what y'all talking about. So in the back of my mind, like for the rest of the trip, I'm like, it's non-compliance. I'm like, babe, like, did you get something like this? He like, no, I did my document. I'm like,
I did mine.
I'm like, I did mine too. But
that happened a couple of times with her service just.
It was just being weird. Yeah, it was something else I was trying to do.
Oh, we was actually taking the COVID test and you couldn't pull up your QR code.
Yeah. And so I'm like, listen, don't be trying to get me. This is y'all.
Because you got an iPhone.
You a hater. But
Samsung.
No, but so like, I'm like, babe, I'm waking up. I woke up because I woke up before him on that day and I'm looking at my phone because I check my email every day. And they're like, non-compliance. And I'm like, babe, wake up. Did you get this? Because I did mine. I could have sworn I did mine. And he's like, no, I did mine. What you talking about here? Just woke up. I'm like, bro, they trying to say I'm not compliant. And so I resubmitted everything. Now, I don't know if it was accurate or not or whatever. So then the next day, we get ready to go home. And this is when I thought I was going to get locked up. This is the moment y'all been waiting for. So they tell us like get to the airport like 2 or 3 hours.
They said get there 3 hours early.
Yeah, and we're not those kind of people. Like when we travel, we have clear. Like we are like gonna get there maybe an hour ahead.
Hour and a half at the most.
Like so, it was like 3 hours, and that whole time I kept saying, "Babe, like 3 hours." I was like, "Do you really think?" Because I was trying to spend like a little bit more time in the Bahamas. Our flight wasn't until 2:20 that day, so I was like, "Babe, maybe we can like get some breakfast and then go to the airport." Like 3 hours. I was like, "You really think we need to go 3 hours?" And he kept saying, "No, like we in another country. They saying 3 hours." I'm like, "Yeah, but Atlanta be saying 2 hours, man. We got clear." So he was just like,
"It wasn't Atlanta."
Right. I'm so glad that I listened to him because I was just like,
"That's right."
That's
right.
No, because he was
submitted.
Like, "Yeah,
she
I'll
submitted
or whatever." So I was like, I kept trying to say, he was like, "No, let's just go 3 hours, whatever." Sure enough, we go to the airport and it was like smooth at first. Literally right after we got there, the line just wrapped around. Like, it was just long. So, but we get there, everything good. We're going through,
it's not TSA. It's
customs, right? Like the first part of customs. And, you know, they ask for your passport. And so we get to the window and the lady is like, she does my passport first and then she does Jay's. And she's like asking me like, have you lost your passport before? And I'm like, no. Mind you, in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking about that non-compliant thing. Like, I'm like, dang, she finna try to get me. Like, what's going on? I done got through this far, and now, like, what's going on? So she was like, have you reported your passport stolen before? And I'm like, no. And
I made it worse.
This man under pressure. So I'm like, no. And she's just like, okay, hold on, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I have my passport right here. I've never lost it. Like, what are you saying? And so then she was like, you guys married? And we like, yeah. And she's like, how long you guys been married?
I was like, I don't know.
He was like 7 months?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know, man.
Mind you, it was like 4 months. And so, but he over there like being all suspicious, talking about 6 months, 7 months. And I'm like, no. I'm like, we got married in September. And she was like, oh, that's something you guys should know. I'm like, I'm looking at him like,
my bad.
Bruh, you finna get... I'm already like scared, and now you got me over here finna get got, right?
You illegal.
No, so she was like, okay, hold on 1 second. And she takes my passport and she walks away. Mind you, she scanned his and his was all good. So I'm like, dang, it's cause the non-compliance thing, like they finna like do something to me. I'm gonna have to pay something, they finna keep me here.
I thought we was gonna get fined though. I thought we was gonna have to pay the since we didn't do the survey thing.
Which we did, but I was ready to bust out that COVID test. Like, this is the same day y'all sent me this, and I had a COVID test. So I was ready, but I was like, hold on, because I ain't no criminal now. Hold on. So when she take my passport and walk away, and she like, y'all hold here for a minute. And so we wait there, she come back, and then she walk us into like this special little area, and she's just like an officer.
Room.
Right, she like an officer will be with y'all in a second. And I'm like, So we sitting there, and it's like a couple people around us, but it's like a no phones on, like you can't be on your phone,
right,
like
right.
You can't.
It was real.
It was just like stoic and scary.
Not supposed to be back here type thing.
Right, and so I really feel like a criminal. So I'm sitting there, we sitting, and I'm just like, hey, like what is this? Like I'm like, is it the non-compliance thing? But I'm like, but I did submit it, and I'm like, I have the COVID test. I'm like, what? Did we do something? Like, are they gonna find us? I was trying to ask him all kind of questions, and
he's
just like,
in these situations, I'm just super calm.
He's just like, let's just wait to see what they're gonna say. I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I did everything I was supposed to do.
You gonna worry yourself to death if you're trying to figure out
what they're gonna say. I'm like,
what they're gonna say. Just be patient and wait.
And I'm in there.
Hurry up and wait in the Marine Corps. You learn that.
And I'm sitting there like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just trying to like see. I'm just trying to play this out in my head because I'm really trying to see what we did wrong. And then at one point he was like, was it the casino? I'm like, babe, we didn't win that much money for them to be trying to come get us at this casino.
They was trying to get me for my 200.
I was like, and that 200 was already spent back into the machine. So I was just like, it can't be the casino. And so, so I think we stood there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was
I think
between the time to get through customs and then for her to check the passport, then to go back there and call us back. It's probably about 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, like we can't be stuck up in the Bahamas. Like what's going on?
The vibes were so bad in there because everybody in there looks worried.
Out.
Everybody's just like,
nobody knew why we were there. Like it was like a good amount of us, and everybody just like, and one person will walk away and come back and be like all flustered, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So eventually officer comes and he's like, Miss Dean, which my passport still say that because I'm not gonna pay for a whole nother one right now to get my new last name, but I'm like, that's me. So I walk over there and he's like, bring your stuff. Because I was like, do I keep it here with Jay? He was trying to get me. he like, bring your stuff. And so I'm like, I bring my stuff. And then I'm like, yeah. And he was like, oh, so what happened was there was a mishap in the system. Somebody reported a passport stolen, and it's the exact numbers as yours. It's just one number that's different. And so the system flagged your passport, but it wasn't you. But we're looking for whatever we're looking for, but it's not you. And so I'm like,
the odds of that. Because your passport number is like, I don't know, 10, 15 numbers?
I wasn't calculating none of that. I was just like, I'm a free woman. I did not get in trouble for, even though I submitted the non-compliance thing or whatever, I was like, I did not get in trouble. They not coming to get me. I was like, I hope we don't have to pay no money. And it ended up not being any of that. So he was just like, yeah, I should have sued now that I think about it. Because y'all had me feeling like a criminal and I didn't even do nothing. Y'all had the wrong person. That's a mistake that had my blood pressure going up.
That's why we got there 3 hours early.
And they had my blood pressure going up. They owe me a bag. No, but so he was basically like, yeah, the system flagged it. We're looking for this missing passport. We thought it was yours, but it's not. And he's like, so y'all free to go. And I'm like, so all that to say, I was happy that we left 3 hours early because we would have missed that flight, and I would have been mad about it because we had just had all that drama coming to the Bahamas. And I'm like, that would have been even more drama going back. And that's just not, I was trying to leave on the high. The weather was nice. The vibes are good. Like, I was just trying to leave it right there. But yeah, so that is the story of how I almost got locked up in the Bahamas.
She almost lost a passport too.
Yeah, they was trying to like lock me up and throw away the key. Like, we be traveling, don't take my passport.
No, I ain't talking about that part. You don't even remember when we went to eat and we got up and left. You left your passport in the seat.
Yeah, okay.
You was just trying. You was trying it, huh? You weren't trying to. You really weren't trying to leave the Bahamas.
I don't even know how I left it. Oh, because I always look back when I leave an area to see if I left anything. But the passport is like dark blue, and the napkin, like the cloth napkin, was dark blue, and it was like sitting on a napkin. So when I looked back, it was like blended into it. I'm ignoring him. It blended into it, and so I didn't see it. So one way or another, they were trying to keep me in the Bahamas, but it did not happen. I was able to come back home. And yeah, we had a great trip.
It was a great trip.
Really, really good trip.
Great trip.
But that's the story of how I almost got locked up in the Bahamas.
They tried to keep it. They tried to keep you. I wasn't going to let it happen.
Period.
I don't know what I was going to do, but I wasn't going to let it happen.
Well, guys, that is the end of another video. Once again, if you have not subscribed, please hit that button. Drop some comments, like talk to us. We want to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
And also get your business attire merch, y'all. Like, we really out here just trying to make a living doing what we do, you know?
Encourage others to make a living for themselves as well.
Like, we just out here trying to be free, okay? That's it. So until next time, thanks, guys.
We appreciate y'all. Peace.